following an attempted abduction in the main building. A man allegedly grabbed a girl by the wrist on the first floor at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. He managed to drag her down a flight of stairs before she got away. Assistant Commissioner Scott Duval wants to clear up some misinformation surrounding the incident.
There have been reports of this man going into the female toilets. I can categorically say that is incorrect. There have been other reports that this man chased the student, and again, I say that is not true. There were reports that other students and perhaps staff witnessed this incident, and again, I say those reports are untrue.
The immediate area in Glenelg East has been door-knocked and CCTV footage viewed as part of the ongoing investigation, but so far no witnesses to the incident have been located. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. The Albanese government is reinforcing its commitment to bolstering support for current and former defence personnel. A Royal Commission into Defence and Veterans Suicide has released its interim report outlining 13 recommendations for urgent action. Improving the compensation claim system is among the key priorities. Veterans Affairs Minister Matt Keogh says a full response will be issued in due course.
All people who put on a uniform and sign up to serve our nation know that they do that. They may make the ultimate sacrifice, leaving their family behind, and they deserve the best support while serving and after they transition to civilian life. This is a commitment that we owe.
More than 1,000 essential SA health workers will walk off the job next week, protesting the return of hospital car park fees. Parking costs were scrapped at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, but are going to be reinstated by the new state government. All major public hospitals will be affected by the stop work, and Paul Blackmore from the United Workers Union says they can't rule out further disruptions.
The introduction of these fees is going to cost up to $1,300 a year. We've got the action next Friday, and if that needs to escalate further, then that needs to escalate further.
Labor claims Peter Dutton's decision not to participate in next month's job summit is silly. Mr Dutton has labelled the event a stunt designed to appease unions, but his junior coalition partner David Littleproud will attend the conference as Nationals leader. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers says he can't believe the opposition is divided on this issue.
What David Littleproud's intention to participate has done, it's isolated Peter Dutton, it's humiliated Peter Dutton, and it's meant that 11 weeks or so into the term of the new parliament, the coalition is already hopelessly divided on something as simple as whether or not they'll rock up to a job summit.
Children under 10 in London will be offered a booster polio vaccine. Fragments of the virus have been detected in the city's sewage system. UK correspondent Brett McLeod says it's a necessary precaution as the virus can cause paralysis and in some cases death.
It has fallen out of use in some sections of the community here, perhaps in Australia as well. So this is a wake-up sign that like monkeypox and smallpox, you can never entirely write off certain viruses just because they're not dominant the way they used to be.
Now turning to FIVEAA sport, it's selection night in the AFL. The Crows will name their side to take on North Melbourne, while Port Adelaide will release a squad for Sunday's match against Essendon. Carlton will head to the appeals board tonight. They're trying to overturn a 2-game suspension handed to captain Patrick Cripps. Meantime, Dustin Martin's slated return from a hamstring injury has been pushed back by a couple of weeks. Richmond coach Damien Hardwick says he expects Martin to be fit for finals if the Tigers can make it.
Probably speaking to Dustin really how he feels and where our medical staff think it is, and just to give himself the best opportunity. He's had 2 incidents, although linked but not linked in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but just got to be a little bit cautious. We're just got to make sure that when he is back, he's back ready to go. He hasn't played a lot of footy. I think he's played 8 games for the year.
And Alex de Minaur and Nick Kyrgios will clash for the first time tomorrow morning, meeting in the 3rd round of the Canadian Tennis Open. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
At Fitzroy, urgent sewer works there, Prospect Road near Fitzroy Terrace. At Findon, bitumen works on Crittenden Road near Broadford Court. That's affecting both directions as well. At Woodville, you'll find construction works Woodville Road between Port Road and the railway line. And we're getting busy South Road at Myland. Also a fair bit of traffic, Tapley's Hill Road at Fulham Gardens. Camrose, Cavan Road, Dry Creek and Hanson Road at Wingfield. The King Art of Living sale is on now. Save on selected Australian designed award-winning furniture. Sale on now. Visit the King Keswick showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get summer ready with Beaumont Tiles Outdoors. Tiles and pavers for outdoor areas in stock now at Beaumont's.
Showers increasing this afternoon. Showers tomorrow 15. Saturday more showers 15 and Sunday showers continuing 16. Right now it's 14 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. While others do their news from Melbourne, 9 News is made in Adelaide for Adelaide. Weeknights at 5.
First in Adelaide's 9 News at 5.
Nightly at 6.
And the unprecedented police operation.
We go to some breaking news now, and crews are right now at the scene.
And that's why the switch is on to 9 News.
It's the Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It is 8 minutes past 3 o'clock, and all those tuning in on our live stream on Facebook or on YouTube, hello to you. Well, we're just talking about movies, and in a moment, well, you might have been listening yesterday. We spoke about Serena Williams retiring from tennis. Well, she kicked off that career in 1999. Amazing, amazing effort. I think you could honestly say she is one of the all-time greatest sports people that we've ever seen. She just delivered time and time again. But she wants to hang up the racket. She wants to have more babies. But I put a call out there yesterday. What are some of the fun things that happened to you in 1999? I read out a few. Do you remember in 1999, we're just about to click over to the year 2000. Everyone was having a full-blown meltdown about Y2K and how it was going to ruin every single computer. And I remember I was working at Channel 10 at the time, and I had to go in there around midnight or whatever time it was to make sure, okay, are we going to lose everything? Are all our stories going to disappear? And we woke up the next day and everything was A-OK. PayPal, remember that? I mentioned yesterday. It was called one of the worst business idea of the year. It is now worth a multi-billion-dollar brand. And also, here we go. Britney Spears, she appeared on the Rolling Stone cover. Well, she's still taking her clothes off. Nothing much has changed since 1999 there. The euro was first introduced. The Sixth Sense, remember that movie? Well, it shocked us all with its ending. Bill Gates, he predicted the future of smartphones. Wish he could predict my cross lotto numbers. That'd be great. George W. Bush, he announced his campaign for presidency. And the third book in the Harry Potter series was released. So I would love to hear from you guys. I've got two wine packs from Gomersall Wines to give away. What happened to you in 1999 that was so fabulous? A fun story, funny story. You can share with us. Call in 8223 0000. Let's talk to Dave now in Blakeview. Dave, you've seen 13 Lives. Tell me, what was it like? How many stars?
Seen 13 Lives. It's a bit different. It's not actually a doco as such. It's more of a film than a doco. But give it a 4.
Oh, okay. That's
not
too bad.
I don't sort of go for that too often. But no, give this one a 4. And you forgot old Vito.
I did.
Old Vito Mortensen, that played the king in the Hobbit series.
Yeah.
He's in it, and he plays a crusty old firefighter, a grumpy old fart, and I sort of likened to him. And no, it's 4 stars, and it's a Ronnie Howard movie. Yeah. No, it's good.
That's why I have a lot of faith in it. I mean, it's an incredible story, but B, having a director of Ron Howard, he's excellent, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Do you feel
I don't mind old Ronnie either.
When you're watching it?
Sorry?
Do you feel claustrophobic when you're watching it?
No.
Okay.
No, because it was cold and I was snuggled up with Mum, and we sat there and we both actually watched it together, which was different.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's a good little movie.
Well, thank you very much. I will definitely watch it this weekend, and I'll report in on Monday, Dave, and I'll let you know. But stay on the line because I'm going to send you a Wallace Cinema Pass. You can catch a movie this week at Mitcham, Mount Barker or Noarlunga, and for session times, you can visit Wallace at wallace.com.au. Now, our next guest is coming to Australia. You would have seen him on the big screen, and you probably would have read his books. Well, now you can see him live on stage. Richard E. Grant is his name, and he will be bringing his stories of his life, his showbiz life, his personal life to the stage in an intimate stage show, a bit of a Q&A session that you can have with him. He lost his wife, sadly, recently, his wife, Joan, and he talks really candidly about the love and the loss and just finding happiness in every day. Richard, great to have you on Afternoons. You're bringing your own personal show to us here in Adelaide, which we're very excited about. What does an evening with you look like?
Well, I will not be having somebody interviewing me. I will just be coming on and telling stories from my memoir, A Pocketful of Happiness, which is what my wife, my late wife, charged my daughter and I to make of each day after she had died. And it's become the guiding mantra of how to navigate through the tsunami of grief that we've had to face after being together for 38 years. So I'll be talking about that and how we met and how I came to England from Africa and my journey into working in Hollywood movies and just everything that has happened beyond any expectation for a kid from the smallest country in the Southern Hemisphere to ending up getting an Oscar nomination 3 years ago for a film with Melissa McCarthy. So it's the whole story. And then the second half will be questions from the audience. And the more left of field or unexpected that those can be, that's what I'm hugely looking forward to. So it's a one-to-one with hopefully a whole bunch of people.
It's extremely raw. It's a raw performance, which I think really resonates with people, especially when you're honest, because that's what people want from others is honesty. And as you mentioned, you just touched on then losing your wife, Joan. I'm so sorry about that. Talking about her to your audience, is that your way of keeping her close to you?
Yeah, and it's the thing that is really how the book came about, because I posted a video on social media on New Year's Day saying that she had charged us to do this, and I then had publishers call up my agent and say, would I write a memoir about it? My immediate response was, no, I couldn't possibly do that. And because I share everything with my daughter said to me, I think that it would be a good thing for you to try and do. And I said, well, I'll do it on the proviso that she, my daughter, would read the manuscript first once I'd completed it. And if she wanted to veto anything or, cancel the entire book, I would honor that because I didn't want to jeopardize my relationship with her in any way. And she, once she read it, said, I think she wanted 3 sentences changed, which I was astonished by. She said that it is a real honor and tribute to your 38-year marriage, partnership with her mother, my wife. And she thought that it was funny and sad and everything in between, as these things should be. So her endorsement and the response that I've had from people who have read the proofs already has been so astonishing that has given me, I suppose, the impetus or courage to try and go ahead and do a one-man show talking about it.
That's really brave, because grief can be a funny thing. Some people don't want to talk about it and they park it for a couple of years, and some people do. Why do you think your wife was so passionate for you to do this?
My wife didn't know that I was going to publish this diary at all. It was something that my daughter encouraged me to do once I got interest from publishers as a result of social media posts. So I think that because everybody, as my wife said to both of us just before she died, every single person is going to die and has to, it just happened to be her turn, she said. So I think that if you dare to write or social media in the most personal aspects of what loss entails, then you weirdly reach the widest number of people that I've never met. I interact with them on a daily basis and they share their stories with me, and you see what is the common denominator is that we all have to go through this and we all suffer loss on a daily basis in some shape or form. So that is the the thing that binds all of us humans together.
I saw an Instagram post of you at your favourite restaurant that you shared with your wife, and you sat down and said, oh, you know, it's a table for one, and that was a strange moment. What was that moment like for the first time, that real realisation?
We've been going to this restaurant in the south of France every summer because we were housed down there for over 3 decades. And the habit of doing that, you know, something that I never even thought about. So then going there for the first time on my own and saying to the maitre d' when I arrived there, I said, could I have a table, please? And he said, for how many people? And I said, table for one. And it's when those words come out of your mouth unexpectedly that the enormity of the loss wallops you all over again, because you know you navigate your way through the day and you think you're doing things or meeting people or working and you get on with your life, and then the reality of the loss just literally wallops you in a way that you have no way of anticipating or knowing how to deal with that. So, but at the same time, you know, I ate the food that we always ate, and you know, looked around and saw the kind of people that were always at this restaurant, the owner. So her talking about my wife somehow, you know, resurrected her in spirit, even though she wasn't there physically.
It's so nice hearing you talk about your wife. There was obviously so much love, and clearly she was your best mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, you know, a journalist once asked me how, you know, what is the secret of your relationship? Because in terms of Hollywood years, you've been married for about 500. And I said, it's very simple, that we began a conversation in January 1983 when we met. And that continued until her last breath on the 2nd of September at 7:30 in the evening last year. And we always slept together in the same bed. So, you know, it seemed to me as simple as that. Oh, and the other rule of never go to bed on a row, ever. Even if you've had the most, you know, extremely volatile disagreement about something, you know, settle that before you go into the feathers.
She didn't even kick you out once for snoring?
No, she was the one who snored louder than I did. And I've got recordings to prove it.
That's brilliant. That's a very clever idea to settle any argument. You also say that you know, in your night you talk about you know, finding happiness in your day. What does that look like for you?
You know, work has been the great elixir of how to cope with things, because I've been very, very solidly employed since my wife died, and that helps. But you know, the thing that is so hard to deal with is, I call it the steering wheel part of the day, is that when, you know, you finish the day and you are driving home, or you're going to bed and brushing your teeth, and you download what your day has been. That, you know, I was speaking to somebody in Adelaide, and then I was speaking to somebody in Brisbane, and, you know, I did this and that, yada, yada, yada. But there is a staggering silence and absence that you can't share, or you can never talk to or touch that person ever again. And I don't know that you ever get used to that. I think that, you know, people always say, oh, you know, time heals everything and you get over grief. That is not what my sense of it is, that it's something that you navigate your way around. It's you don't get over it, you go around it. And I think that I don't want to be in a situation where I think, oh goodness, I've forgotten about this person.
Thank you for talking so candidly. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I mean, the sun still rises the next day and it still sets, but yeah, you've still got to find a way to keep putting one foot in front of the other.
You do, because otherwise you know, and I've been there, and I know from social media that I interact with people that this is a common thing that happens to people. You do hit troughs where you think, can I get out of bed? Can I even, you know, go and get a sandwich or do anything? You feel overwhelmed, almost the paralysis of what grief can do to you. But then you know, you just have to do things, you know, one step at a time, take baby steps until you find that you are able to cope. What is difficult is meeting people that you haven't seen for a long time, who are hearing the news for the first time, and then you have to go through, you have to console them, and then usually after you've consoled them and you turn away, that's when you fall apart. So, you know, everybody has to go through this, unfortunately, so you're not alone in that. And that in itself is, I think, is some kind of comfort.
Let's touch briefly, because also in the show you talk about life in showbiz. What is life like in showbiz? Is it all big parties and French champagne?
No, it's I think that the common denominator for every movie or TV thing that any actor has ever been in is this phrase, hurry up and wait, because you get there at 5:30 or 6 in the morning. I'm not complaining, but then you spend a huge amount of the time waiting for camera setups, waiting for another actor, waiting for the weather, waiting for a plane to go, and you can shoot the dialogue in between the 2 minutes that a plane is not going overhead. So you have to be at the top of your game and ready to cope with anything. So that's a good thing. It's just the way of it. I think I've always thought of my salary as being, I'm paid to wait. The actual amount of time you get to do the acting is the cherry on top. But at the same time, you can read, write, interact with people, have a gossip and a gasp for them. So I'm not complaining at all. I think it's the most amazing life to have. I couldn't recommend it more.
You've starred in films, Spice World, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Downton Abbey. Are you more of a screen man or a stage man, or just very grateful for every experience you've had?
Oh, I'm pretty grateful for everything. But since being in a movie, Whitner and I, which came out in 1987, I spent the majority of my career on TV or in movies. So my stage experience has been far more limited.
Richard, did you expect Game of Thrones to be as big as it is today?
I was in, I think, 3 episodes of Game of Thrones, and it was a global phenomenon by the time I got to do, a guest slot in it. So I knew what I was going into, and the secrecy around it was absolutely Fort Knox extraordinary, not unlike my experience of doing the final Star Wars movie. So I knew what it was, I knew what was likely to happen.
Now, a night with you in Adelaide is very exciting, but I want to ask you, what is your perfect night? Other than talking to us here in Adelaide on stage, what's your perfect night?
Eating, and then all the things that most human beings like to do after they've eaten, in bed.
Love it. On that note, Richard E. Grant, lovely to chat with you.
Thank you very much.
And Richard will be in Adelaide on November 21 at Her Majesty's Theatre. For tickets, jump onto richardeggrantlive.com.
With IGA's Community Give Back Sale, you can make big savings.
And help support local causes. Just look for tickets on specials. Like Cadbury Chocolate Block 160 to 190 gram, $2.50 each. Half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends August 16 while stocks last. Excludes Foodland.
Jack's Tyres and Auto do more than just look after your tyres. They also do vehicle servicing. They reckon it's their best kept secret, but it's probably not a secret anymore. You see, your local Jack store has the expertise to offer a total peace of mind driving experience, because Jack's is a brand that offers value, trust and convenience. Combining the highest quality products and services, they measure their success by your satisfaction. Visit your local Jack's Tyres and Auto store today.
2,999,999, 3 million.
That's how many Outback Sleepers have been sold in the last 20 years. Want to know how many are still going strong?
1, 2...
It's 3 million. All of them were manufactured using the strongest concrete, designed to last for generations by a company that only manufactures concrete sleepers. Ask for the brand Outback Sleepers, sold at over 60 local landscaping and hardware stockists. Or look online at outbacksleepers.com.au.
G'day, Tom Wren here. Greyhounds love to run, and Greyhound fans love Thursday nights at Angle Park. For top greyhound racing, a great family atmosphere and the amazing food, Chase's Restaurant is offering a full a la carte menu to ensure you have a fantastic night out. Chips, wedges, through to classics like burgers, fish and chips, schnitties and steaks. Yum! Grab the whole family and get to the park to watch those dogs go. Every Thursday night at Angle Park Greyhounds.
Have your rent and electricity bills gone through the roof?
Hot water is one of the most expensive parts of your electricity bill, but EcoVantage could help. If your rent is below $400 per week, your home might qualify for a free EcoVantage heat pump. Ask your landlord to request a free changeover today. Keep your bills down and your landlord gets a free hot water service. Win-win. Hit up your landlord and ask for EcoVantage today. EcoVantage.com.au. T's and C's apply.
For the best deal, best service and best experience, you've always gone to Agostino Mitsubishi. Well, here's another incredible reason to visit the team at Nailsworth and Elizabeth, and it's an Australian first. Get 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing on the entire Mitsubishi range. You heard right, that's an incredible 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing on the entire Mitsubishi range. Check it out at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth. Exclusions and conditions including Mitsubishi servicing apply.
Blocked drain, burst pipe, leaking tap, no hot water. Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers. Ken is your emergency plumber 24 hours, 7 days. Best price, best service. Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers, 8364 5855.
It's the Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. We're joined on the phone by Jennifer in Seaton. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello. Yes, just one comment. Earlier you spoke about Olivia Newton-John and the medicinal compounds for pain relief for people.
Yes.
Yes, I think we should advocate it. I really do. Because if I'm just a little person in this big world, but what Olivia Newton-John has done to advocate some pain relief, which I think she was totally entitled to for what she has given this world, I think we should just all advocate it. And also, I know this might sound a little bit weird and crappy, but I think she should become a saint.
She's a pretty remarkable
I honestly
woman,
do, because if you can light up the world like she has, not just with her music, like I never knew her like in a physical way, but her music touched my heart. And when I heard that she died the other day, and just remember, I'm just one of these little people in this world, I stopped in my tracks because her music touched my life, and that was just her music. But she has done so much for other people.
Yeah, she really, really did. She was an incredible woman. What was your favourite song, Jennifer?
Pardon?
What was your favourite song?
Oh, look, a few years ago, when I was growing up as a child, just like a lot of other people, a lot of her music touched my heart. Really, honestly.
Yeah, she was an incredible, incredible person and has left a gaping hole on this earth. I mean, of course, extremely talented in voice and acting, but her time and caring that went into, all the cancer research and cancer patients. There's a gorgeous story about a woman just recently who's battling cancer and something else as well. And she posted saying, nearly every day, Olivia Newton-John would come into hospital and just hold her hand and just talk and tell her stories. And there was no publicity around that. That was just from the goodness of her heart that she'd go in and do that. And, I've heard stories, multiple stories from people, telling you that she'd do similar things like that, would just give so much of her time.
Yes. And yes, I just don't know what to say, but honestly, for Australia to get it, just for someone to get another Olivia Newton-John, we can all mimic her and do other things, but her mould now is broken and we must treasure all that she has done.
Thank you, Jennifer. Really appreciate your phone call. We're going to take a really short break, and if you are a fan of Olivia Newton-John, stay tuned, because coming up afterwards on Friday night there is a tribute show and a charity show, fundraising show, raising money for her foundations, and we'll have a little performance coming up just after this break.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kmarek. Students, staff and parents at Glenelg Primary School have been interviewed over the past 48 hours following an attempted abduction. The hunt is on for a man following a stabbing at Glenside this afternoon. Children under 10 in London will be offered a booster polio vaccine after fragments of the virus were found in the city's sewage system. And Carlton will head to the appeals board tonight. They're trying to overturn a 2-game suspension handed to captain Patrick Cribbs. Showers increasing this afternoon and showers continuing tomorrow, 15. Currently it's 14 degrees. More news at 4 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
5AA's daily live video stream of The Breakfast Show is a game changer in Australian radio and is back online.
We're now going well beyond just having a camera in the studio. The 5AA live stream now includes multiple high-definition cameras, as well as all the latest news and information constantly updated on screen, plus much more.
The 5AA Facebook live feed. Less pretty, but more local.
Yeah, that's right.
That's our motto.
We're the future of television. We might look like crap, but we are 100% South Australian.
Simply head to 5AA Facebook and click on the live video stream.
You want to shut out the wind and rain in winter, or the sun, flies and mozzies in summer, but you don't want to sacrifice your view? Then you need Phantom Screens. For protection from sun, wind and rain all year round, Phantom's SA-made outdoor motorised blinds can span up to 12 metres wide. They offer effortless automation, a blind that's there 1 minute and gone the next. From the hills to the coast and everywhere in between, choose Phantom Screens. Get inspired online at phantomscreens.com.au.
Hi, it's Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Our sales team met more than 32,000 buyers over the past year, but there are usually less than 5,000 homes for sale in Adelaide at any one time. Put simply, demand for property is still outweighing supply, and that means quality homes are still achieving premium prices, especially when you're working with a sales team of unrivaled experience. Learn what your home might be worth in the current market. Visit toop.com.au to find out more. toop.com.au.
First day of my new business, insured by QBE. Cue the lights. Cue the first customers.
Hello.
Cue the morning rush. Cue the unavoidable. Cue the call to QBE.
Hi, sorry.
Cue the quick response.
We'll get that sorted for you.
QBE Insurance on cue for thousands of small businesses before and after. Search QBE SME or talk to your broker today.
See qbe.com/au for eligibility, the PDS and the TMD to decide if this product is right for you. The product issuer is QBE Insurance Australia Limited.
You're the generation that stopped wars and started revolutions, so you're hardly going to start compromising now. Welcome to Bloom at Glenside. Exclusive community living, where sustainability and luxury go hand in hand. Access to a swimming pool, pavilion, gym and more. Surrounded by parklands and walking trails on the fringe of the city. Prestige apartments for discerning boomers. Register now at bloomglenside.com.au.
Who are we? We're a construction company. We specialise in staff recruitment, selling farm machinery, event organising. We're proudly Australian.
They're none of those, of course. They're scammers, and their targets are businesses, big and small. Scammers might hack your emails, imitate your invoices, and get your customers to pay into their account instead of yours. But they can't if your customers pay using new tech, PayID. Contact your bank about PayID for your business. Australian banks, working to protect you.
Potential treatments for life-threatening conditions could be on the horizon thanks to the people of Adelaide. CMAX Clinical Research are looking for just 32 healthy volunteers aged 18 to 55 who do not have any medical conditions or concerns. Acute respiratory distress syndrome, the leading cause of death from COVID-19, has no current therapeutic treatment, and CMAX is involved in trialling one. All eligible participants are paid for their time. Apply for CM8821 at cmax.com.au. That's cmax.com.au.
It's the Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. If you're feeling a little bit sentimental about the passing of Olivia Newton-John, well, on Friday night at the Tonsley Hotel, you can head along to a tribute fundraising night. Joining me in the studio now is Sam and Megan from The Incredibles. Guys, lovely to have you in the studio. Good afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Talk to me about the fundraising night and the tribute night. Where did the idea come about?
So this one came from the Hurley Group. So Jackie J and the Hurley Group had come to us and said, look, we'd love to honour Olivia Newton-John and we'd love to put on a show. So it's tomorrow night at the Tonsley Hotel. So 9 o'clock onwards, and we'll be doing an Olivia Newton-John tribute set, and then party hits, past and present, from The Incredibles.
Yeah. Oh, excellent! And so, obviously it's a tribute night, but also a fundraising night. So, where is the money going to?
So all of the money that's raised tomorrow night, firstly, the Hurley Group have said they'll match every dollar, so that's fantastic. And it'll be going to the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness and Research Centre.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay, so tomorrow night at the Tonsley Hotel.
Yes.
So, Sam, did you grow up being an Olivia Newton-John fan?
You know what? Yes, not a real diehard, but I've just loved and admired everything that she's done throughout the years. And one of the songs that we'll be performing, I'm not going to give it away, but it's very, very dear to me. And every time we perform it, it just brings back memories of me and my childhood. And my father used to love this particular song, so I'll give it away. It's called Sam. Okay, so there you go.
Nice.
Well, not just because it's called Sam, but it's just a lovely song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes me right back to 1971.
Beautiful. And Megan, you've grown up being a fan as well.
Absolutely. I was one of those girls that would be in the living room singing to Olivia Newton-John, watching Grease and Xanadu. But yeah, the song that Sam was mentioning, there's another one that, I'll segue into, being Hopelessly Devoted to You. This song it's one of my favourite songs in the entire world to sing, but it's also one song that has haunted me from when I was in my 20s. I went on a show and it was one of those talent shows, and this was the song that I had to sing, and I was given, 11 hours in a waiting room, and I had to do 30 seconds of it, and come time to sing, I couldn't remember the words. So,
oh, no.
Yeah, so this one is the one where I get to redeem myself every time I sing it. So it's been one of those.
So were you in the finals, or what
in the
happened
top
to you?
40.
In the top 40, okay.
Yeah.
And what, stage fright, or what happened?
I think I was just so overwhelmed and nervous and tired. Like, we'd been there from 5 o'clock in the morning at a destination that they don't tell you, and then you sit there in a room until 11 p.m. to sing. So those girls in the toilets being sick, there was people crying, and it was an experience.
You get like a mental blank.
Yeah. So these talent shows that we see, we think everything runs smoothly and lovely, and everyone remembers everything, and really it doesn't end up being like that.
The amount of outtakes that people don't see, it's amazing. So.
I think that'd be a show in itself.
Exactly.
That'd be much more entertaining.
Yes.
So what did the judges say to you?
Well,
bye.
Natalie Imbruglia was it?
I had Natalie Imbruglia, so she was just, I think the nerves got the better of you, and all I thought, well, you were a great one-hit wonder, so thank you for your feedback. And I was very torn.
Oh, nice. I like what you did there.
Very torn.
We're still talking about her.
Yeah, I know. I still haven't, can't get over it. But
we are very lucky because you guys are going to sing hopefully, hopelessly. Hopefully you're going to sing it. Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to count you in. A1, A2, A1, 2, 3, 4.
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know there's just no getting over you. I know I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you. Baby, can't you see there's nothing else for me to do? I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out in my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. My head is saying, fool, forget him. My heart is saying, don't let go. Hold on to the end. That's what I intend to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out in my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Ooh. Hopelessly devoted to you.
Well done, guys. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so.
Lovely Megan. Yeah.
Thank you.
That
very
was
much.
beautiful, guys. Congratulations. Love it.
Thank you.
And if you would like to hear more of Megan and Sam, their band The Incredibles, you can head along to the Tonsley Hotel for the Olivia Newton-John tribute fundraising night. And tickets at the door, guys?
No
It's free
tickets,
entry,
just a
actually.
donation on
Yep,
entry.
just a
And
donation, and as Megan said, any donations will be matched by the Hurley Group. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
thank
we
you to
say
them.
just dig deep because it's gone to a well worthwhile cause.
Absolutely.
Join us every Friday just after 3 p.m. when renowned Adelaide chef Chris Chalmer joins Jade Robran for the FIVEAA Food and Wine Show. Thanks to Smeg, seamlessly pairing performance with design. Taste the difference with Smeg and Sip and Save. They have the perfect partner for every dish.
This is Professor Michael Kidd, Deputy Chief Medical Officer, with some important ways to protect yourself, others and our healthcare system from the current surge in new COVID-19 cases. When leaving home, please wear a mask when indoors or in crowded places. Cover your cough and wash your hands. Remember physical distancing. Test if you have symptoms and stay home if you have COVID-19. Together we can help slow the spread. Find out more at australia.gov.au.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
So here's a question. What's behind a pair of glasses? Eyes. And do you know what's behind the glasses at Specsavers? Optometrists. Yes, every Specsavers store is locally owned and operated by a qualified, experienced optometrist whose only focus is improving yours. So as well as a superb range of frames at great prices, you can be confident that your eye health is in great hands too. So book an eye test today. Should have gone to Specsavers.
You know us for our bright blue vans. Metropolitan Plumbing, Electrical and Air Conditioning. We are the proud winners of the Product Review Award for Plumbing in Australia for 2020 and 21. Did you know we offer $0 deposit interest-free payment plans, have no extra charge for after hours and can also often be at your door within the hour? Metropolitan Plumbing, Electrical and Air Conditioning. Available 24/7.
This is RB Day with more tales from the bedroom thanks to Supercraft Bedding. Old mattresses used to have a spring pad made from cotton wadding. Terrible stuff. But a clever chook from Supercraft Bedding had an idea. Her name was Audrey and she knew of a cheap, safe product being used for road construction made from recycled plastic bottles. And now it's used all over the world. Good on you, Audrey. This is RB Day for Supercraft Bedding, building better beds at 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
The cost of living is still going up, so the Albion Hotel is doing something about it with a Parmian pint for just $20. Available every day from 12 p.m. Choose a chicken chicken or beef palmy served with hot chips and choice of salad or veg, plus any trackside pint on tap for $20. Bet you didn't think $20 could stretch that far. Only available in the trackside bar at the Albion from 12 p.m. daily, with a palmy and pint for just $20. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel. T's and C's apply.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
It's a Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
We could have karaoke every time you come in here at this time.
I've been told by Rowey no singing, so he's completely banned me from singing in his show.
Oh, that's
or our show.
You're
now.
our show, exactly.
Our show now, but
well, you're more than welcome to sing
Thank you,
in
Jade.
this show.
Thank you.
As we just demonstrated there, we had the lovely Megan come in and sing for us.
I'm
Are you a singer?
one of those great shower singers.
Yeah, me too.
Or backyard Barbie.
After a
midnight.
few frothies. I hear.
In the midnight hour. Yes.
I sang with Peter Coombe not so long ago. That was a highlight.
Well, I think everybody loves Peter Coombe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get away with it too.
He didn't
with those
ask
kid
me
songs.
to be a vocalist on his next album, though. Yeah,
because he thought you were too good. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, probably. See, you are so
Always
glass half
look
full, Timmy G.
Indeed.
What's happening in your world?
Oh, look, it's Teams Day Thursday. So we'll get the teams out. We'll discuss who should be in, who should be out. And, of course, they'll come out later in the show. Also, there is talk that Isaac Rankin, of course, is being approached by the Adelaide Crows. Lots of talk on that. The question will be, do you want to pay $800? That's the question.
A lot of money.
Really interesting discussion too, because does that restrict you in getting somebody else? So yeah, but he's a very, very good player. So I'll let the Crows fans jump in on that one. And of course,
oh come on, you can have a say.
Well,
you
I
still
will,
love
but I'm going to
footy.
save it. I'm going to save it for the show.
Oh,
Can't give him everything too early,
this
Jay.
is true.
And David Kosh's comments just keep reverberating. There's lots of people having their say. And of course, we've got Rory Sloane and Caroline Wilson who will have her say on a few matters that have been ping-ponging during the week, I've been finding.
Gosh, she loves having FIVEAA in her sights, doesn't she?
Yeah. It's great.
She loves it.
The Caro's arrow often comes here.
Woo! Thank you.
Hopefully I can dodge it.
Thank you so much. No. Now that it's your show, you're on the firing line just as much as everyone else. Thank you so much, Timmy G and Rowey Sports Show coming up after 4 o'clock. Well, the AFL TV rights, they're certainly heating up. Lots of talk about who's bidding for what, where it will be played, where it won't be played. Joining us now is Zoe Samius, who is a media and telecommunications reporter at The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald, and she joins us now. Zoe, thank you so much for your time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Pleasure to be here.
Great to have you on the program. You wrote a story today about the about all the contracts and the AFL rights. Can you give us a quick summary? What's happening? What's the latest?
Well, it's really finally, I hope, getting to the pointy end, because I feel like we've been talking about this for weeks. But basically where it's up to now is the AFL has in front of it a bunch of different bids from, well, I think it's 4 different networks, technically speaking, and they're trying to work out how they're going to split up the matches, where they're going to be aired, where they're not going to be aired. And what we were writing about today was the fact that whichever way it lands, it looks like there's going to be more AFL games behind a paywall, which means instead of watching it on your television at home, you're probably going to have to subscribe to either a Paramount Plus, a Stan, or a KO Sports or Foxtel if you want to watch more games.
Not ideal, is it? What's the fans had to say? They'd be fuming.
Oh, yeah, they'd be absolutely fuming. And I guess this is the challenge that the AFL has. It's, they've got all this, these $1 million or $1 billion offers in front of them. They've got to go, well, hey, do we take the most amount of money and potentially risk pissing off all our fans, or do we let our fans, get access to more games on free-to-air, and we make peace with the fact that maybe the money that they take is not the largest amount that they've been offered. So, they'll be juggling that at the moment.
So who's put their hand up, Zoe?
Well, of course, we've got the incumbents. So that's two different people, Foxtel and Seven. They're both long-standing partners of the AFL, and they know how important it is for their ratings and their revenue. So they're in. Then you have what you'd call two one-company bids. So you've got Paramount, which is the owner of Channel 10 in Australia. So they put forward an offer across 10 and Paramount Plus, their streaming service. And I was told this week that Nine actually, there was a bit of conversation around them only bidding for Thursday nights, but I've been told that Nine and their streaming service, Stan, have put in an offer that's far more wide-ranging than that. So they're in there too. I know there was a bit of speculation about Amazon Prime a while ago, but I don't believe they ever put in a bid.
So what's it looking like the amount will reach to now? Have you got any idea about the money side of things?
Look, it's really hard to say. I wish I knew all of the dollar figures. What we know is that it will hopefully be more, or the AFL is not going to accept anything less than what they're earning right now, which is about, I think it's something like $470 million between Foxtel and Seven over the next 2 years. They're not going to settle for anything less than that, but they're certainly not going to receive, the $600 million a year that was being floated around in market. I'd say it'd be somewhere between, 500 and 550 million. Maybe the AFL wants more than that, but I don't realistically think any network is going to be able to afford it, because you've got the AFL rights going on at the moment, but the other thing that's going on at the moment is this massive deal with a US company called NBC Universal that a lot of those same companies are bidding for the rights to their content for. So you have a position where these media companies are going, okay, well, we can bid for this and we can bid for that, but they're going to run out of money. And there's cricket, tennis, lots of other sports coming up in the next sort of 18 months that they're going to have to bid for as well. So I think they have to be a bit more rational about how they're going to spend their money.
And this money, of course, goes back into the game. So the AFL wants the highest bid, and then it's, and then the female side of the AFL is growing bigger and bigger. And we know that they've got a bigger pay rise, but they will want more, as will the boys, So there's a lot of mouths to feed with this deal, isn't there, this time round?
Completely. It's a real challenge, and it's not just the AFL's got this challenge, but I think every sport does. At the end of the day, this money goes back into supporting and growing the game. But you go, at what cost? Does that mean, potentially losing fans? If they take the money from, say a Paramount that maybe offered the most amount, but there's a bunch going behind a paywall, well, then you risk potentially losing some of your big fan base. And that's not what they want either. They want, one of the best things about the AFL is that it's got such latched on fans in so many different parts of Australia. You wouldn't want to risk that either. So it's really, I don't know, it's quite a difficult challenge that they've got in front of them at the moment.
So when you mentioned, just going back on the broadcasters, so you said that previously you thought that Nine, or word on the street that Nine had bid for a Thursday night. So could there be potentially 3 different channels? So you just say it landed with Fox and Seven, but you could potentially then have a Channel 9 on a Thursday night.
Yeah, potentially.
Oh,
and that's the way
confusing.
that the AFL did it a while ago. It could be very... Well, this is the thing. This is the other thing. You don't want to fragment it so much that the viewers don't actually know where to watch a sport on any given night. And I don't think the AFL would want that either. It's not ideal, I think, for most people. It just ultimately depends on, I guess, what the offers they've got in front of them and what's going to be the best mix in there. I know the AFL has done that before. They've definitely split the rights. I think it would have been more than a decade ago. But they have tended to only work with a, I guess, paywalled product and a free-to-air product in recent years. But the key difference this time, of course, is that there's not just Foxtel as a pay product anymore. There's all these streaming services that have come into the market that equally see opportunity in a game like the AFL. So, that's kind of what's complicated the landscape this time round.
Do we know when we're going to get an announcement?
Well, Gil McLaughlin, the head of the AFL, wanted to get this deal done before the finals. So hopefully it's hopefully very soon. But I wouldn't be surprised as well if the offers that are on the table, and if they're not high enough for the AFL, that they just go back to the drawing board. Because the other thing to remember is these deals don't expire until the end of 2024, the current deals. So they've still got a way to go. And if they're not getting the money now, they may just go, oh, hang on a second, maybe we hold on and revisit this when we're a bit closer to expiry. And they very well could do that. But I'm hoping that it's happening in the next couple of weeks.
Zoe, you're a star. Thank you so much. Zoe Samios there, Media and Telecommunications reporter at The Age and Sydney Morning Herald Sun. Well, costs are on the rise and the weekly home budget, it is getting that little bit tighter, but never fear. We are here to help with the 5AA's food, fuel or the footy. Make sure to be listening to David and Will for breakfast. And coming up next, Rowey and Timmy G for the drive home for your chance to win. Remember, you have the choice of either a $200 food or fuel voucher or a night out watching Port take on the Crows in Showdown 52 with $100 dinner voucher. It is all thanks to our good mates at Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies. Thanks so much for joining me today on the show on this Thursday afternoon. Stay tuned for the sports show coming up next. See you later.
Life-changing moments can happen in many ways. Purchase a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery and you could be our next winner.